Unlocking the hidden power within. What are emotions for? They are, in essence, biochemical signals that have largely to do with our survival. Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter. More than IQ. In this groundbreaking 1995 bestseller, psychologist and science journalist Daniel Goleman shatters the long-held myth that raw intellectual horsepower, measured by IQ, is the ultimate key to success, happiness, and fulfillment. Drawing on cutting-edge neuroscience, psychology research, and real-world anecdotes, Goleman argues that emotional intelligence, EI, our ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions while navigating those of others, often trumps cognitive smarts in predicting life's outcomes. From boardrooms to bedrooms, workplaces to war zones, EI emerges as the unsung hero shaping human destiny. Whether you're a leader stifled by impulsive decisions, a parent struggling to connect with a moody teen, or simply someone tired of emotional blind spots derailing your potential, this book equips you with the science-backed tools to rewire your inner world for extraordinary results. Presented for Minutes of Gold, your bite-sized dose of wisdom that turns minutes into mastery. The brain's emotional underworld, Why IQ Isn't Enough. Goleman kicks off by flipping the script on human intelligence. For centuries, we've crowned IQ as the pinnacle of being smart. But the data tells a different story. Studies of high achievers, CEOs, artists, athletes reveal that traditional IQ accounts for just 20% of success variance. The remaining 80%? That's EI territory. Why? Because our brains aren't wired for pure logic. Enter the emotional brain, a primal system centered on the amygdala, the almond-shaped sentinel that hijacks rational thought in milliseconds during stress, fear, or rage. This amygdala hijack explains why brilliant minds crumble under pressure. Think of the surgeon who snaps at a colleague mid-operation, or the genius inventor whose paranoia tanks their team. Goleman dives deep into the neurology, blending Darwin's evolutionary theories with modern brain scans. Emotions aren't fluffy distractions, they're ancient survival tools. Joy bonds us to allies, fear propels us from danger, anger fuels fight or flight. But in today's complex world, unchecked emotions wreak havoc. Road rage epidemics, corporate scandals born of unchecked greed, even societal breakdowns like rising divorce rates, which Goleman ties to emotional illiteracy. The good news? Unlike IQ, which plateaus in childhood, EI is malleable. It's a skill set you can cultivate at any age, turning emotional chaos into a superpower. The 5 Pillars of Emotional Intelligence, your roadmap to mastery. At EI's core are 5 interconnected competencies, each a blend of self-mastery and social savvy. Goleman unpacks them with vivid examples, from kindergarten tantrums to Fortune 500 boardrooms, showing how they interplay like gears in a well-oiled machine. 1. Self-awareness, the foundation of inner clarity. This is the meta skill, knowing your emotional triggers, moods, and their ripple effects. It's not just, I feel angry. It's, I'm furious because this deadline echoes my childhood fear of failure, and it's clouding my judgment. Goleman spotlights metacognition, the ability to observe your thoughts like a neutral witness. High self-awareness folks, think reflective leaders like Abraham Lincoln, make better decisions because they spot biases early. Low self-awareness, it breeds denial like the executive who bulldozes teams without realizing their tough love is just unchecked arrogance. Pro tip: journaling or mindfulness practices light up the prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO, to override amygdala impulses. 2. Self-regulation, taming the emotional storm. Awareness without control is useless. Self-regulation is about channeling emotions productively. Think delaying gratification. Hello, marshmallow test kids who grew up wealthier and healthier, or transforming anxiety into focused energy. Goleman cites optimists who bounce back from setbacks 20% faster than pessimists, thanks to reframing techniques. In toxic workplaces, it's the difference between a meltdown email and a measured response that resolves conflicts. Neurologically, this strengthens neural pathways for impulse control, reducing stress hormones like cortisol that erode health over time. 3. Motivation, fueling the inner drive. Beyond external rewards, true motivation stems from intrinsic passion, a quest for mastery, not just money or fame. Goleman profiles flow states coined by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, where challenge meets skill in euphoric productivity. Emotionally intelligent people are resilient optimists, viewing failures as data, not defeats. This isn't blind positivity, it's grit, as Angela Duckworth later echoed. In education, motivated kids outperform IQ peers. In business, it's why startups with passionate founders crush complacent giants. Empathy, reading the room and the heart, the bridge to others, tuning into unspoken cues, body language, tone, cultural nuances to grasp another's feelings. Goleman warns of the empathy deficit in our hyper-rational culture, linking it to societal ills like bullying epidemics. High empaths excel in sales, therapy, and diplomacy, sensing needs before they're voiced. Brain science backs it. Mirror neurons fire when we witness pain, fostering connection. But beware the overload. Empaths must self-regulate to avoid burnout. Social skills, building bridges that last. The capstone, weaving empathy into action. Conflict resolution, influence, teamwork. Goleman spotlights Group IQ, where Team EI, not individual smarts, predicts project success. Charismatic leaders like Nelson Mandela mastered this, turning adversaries into allies through active listening and shared vision. In relationships, it's the emotional attunement that sustains marriages, per researcher John Gottman. Couples who repair bids for connection, A, smile, a touch, thrive. Those who stonewall divorce at double the rate. These pillars aren't isolated, they compound. A self-aware empath motivates teams. A regulated motivator builds empires. Goleman stresses EY's learnability through coaching, feedback, even apps, making it accessible for all. EI in action. From cradle to corner office, Goleman applies EI across life's arenas, blending rigor with heart. Childhood and education, windows of opportunity. Kids' brains are sponges. Ages 2 to 10 are primed for emotional literacy. Goleman critiques rote learning schools that ignore feelings, linking low EI to dropout rates and violence. Programs teaching empathy, e.g. role-playing bullies pain, slash aggression by 40%. Parents? Model it. Respond to tantrums with calm labels. You're mad because sharing feels unfair. To build vocabularies for emotions. Relationships and family, the glue of society. Marriages falter on emotional floods, not just incompatibilities. Gottman's 4 horsemen: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling, signal doom. But EI antidotes, like soft startups, I feel overwhelmed when, save them. For kids, absent EI breeds insecure attachments, rippling into adult dysfunction. Goleman calls for emotional coaching at home, fostering secure bonds that buffer trauma. Work and leadership. The new bottom line. Incompetent bosses cost billions in turnover. EI stars shine brighter. Goleman's research with 15 global firms shows EI doubles promotion odds at senior levels. Toxic cultures breed emotional contagion. One cynic poisons the well, while positive ones amplify performance. He profiles flops, Enron's greed-fueled collapse versus triumphs. Southwest Airlines' empathetic service ethos. Health and society. EI as prevention. Chronic anger triples heart disease risk. Optimism adds years. Goleman ties low EI to public crises, road rage, teen suicide, urging societal shifts. EI curricula in schools, trauma-informed policing. Appendices detail active ingredients for prevention, from meditation to community rituals. The takeaway, a call to emotional revolution. Goleman's vision, a world where EI literacy rivals ABCS, curbing ills from inequality to isolation. It's not pie in the sky. Programs in Seattle schools cut violence 45%. Corporate EI training boosts profits 20%. Yet challenges persist. Our digital age amplifies shallow connections, per the 2020 edition's update. The book ends optimistically. EI isn't fate, it's a practice. Start small. Pause before reacting, seek feedback, empathize daily, and watch your life transform. This Minutes of Gold deep dive captures the essence of Goleman's 384-page opus, blending science, stories, and strategies to arm you against emotional pitfalls. No need to slog through the original, though it's worth it for the anecdotes. You've got the gold here. Subscribe to the channel if you want to educate yourself.